Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and today I want to discuss with you my 2019 TBR. My TBR on Goodreads is about like 900 books long. That's a lot of books. There are certain books that I've been wanting to get to sooner rather than later. I just haven't yet, for whatever reason. And here is 19 books that I want to get to this year. Actually, it's slightly more than 19. But it's 19. There's just some with it's fine. These are like 19 books that like maybe they've been on my list for a while. Maybe I've just been putting them off for a while. Maybe they're like the second or third book in a series, or they're the end of the series and I just haven't gotten to them yet, and it's a lot, okay? So the first book on this list is a big book that I have in a tub up there, and that is Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. This is the second book in the Stormlight archive, which is supposed to be like 10 books long. The third book is out now. I don't own it yet, but I want to. I need to get it in hardcover so I can match and have all these giant hardcovers, because listen, it's like 1,000 pages. It is so long. Looking at it, it's like, oh, that's a lot of reading. That's a lot. That's a big, heavy book. I love big books and I cannot lie, but oh, it's a lot, but I need to read it. I need to read it, and I need to read the third book, get caught up, and just stay caught up for the duration of this stupid series that's gonna be forever long, because Brandon Sanderson is a masterful writer, but I gotta say, these books are big and they're long. Speaking of Brandon Sanderson, I also need to get to The Alloy of Law, which is like the fourth Mistborn book. It's like a second series after the Mistborn trilogy that somehow I have not gotten to. I loved the Mistborn trilogy. I don't know why I haven't read this book yet. I own it. It's another book that I own. It is in my tubs. There's a book after it, I think, too, at least one, and I haven't read them yet. I don't know why, I just have not. The second book on this list, yes, that counted as one book, those two books counted as one, yes, shut up, is Blue Lily, Lily Blue by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the third book in the Raven cycle, which is a quartet of books. I also need to read the last one, which is The Raven King. They're kind of strange books. They're not that long. They're pretty easy to read, I would say, but I really enjoy them. I enjoy the characters in them more than I enjoy the plot, because the plot's a little weird. It's a weird little series. But I really want to finish it because it's a good series. The next book that I need to read is Frost Like Night by Sarah Rosh. This is the third book in the Snow Like Ashes trilogy, which I really enjoy. I've enjoyed it, but I have not read the third book yet. It's a case of Megan doesn't read the third book in a series, apparently, ever, and it just happens, okay? Sometimes we don't finish series. We read the first book, and then we want to read another first book, and then another first book. We want to go into a new world. We keep doing that, and then we never read the rest of the series. And then the fourth on this list is Never Fade by Alexandra Bracken, which is the second in the Darkest Mind series, which I swear to God, I thought I had read, but I have not read that book, apparently. I haven't read that book. Have I? No, I haven't. Maybe I read part of it. I literally don't remember. And then I need to read the third book, and then I need to read The Darkest Legacy. Listen, I was in Walmart Christmas shopping, and there was a signed copy of The Darkest Legacy, and I considered it. It was like $13, $15, something like that. Considered it. Make a good Christmas present for myself. But the reason I put it back, the main reason, besides the fact that I didn't really need it, is the fact that I haven't read the other two books. I haven't finished the Darkest Minds trilogy, so I can't start the book after it. So I can't buy that book, even if it is a signed copy. Then we come to Sight Witch by Susan Dennard. This is the sort of prequel book to the Witchlands series. It takes place before. It's really short. I have a copy. Do you think I've read it? No. Why? I don't know, because I love this series, but I haven't read this book yet. This whole entire list is just books that I'm like, I'm not sure why I haven't read this yet. I just haven't, okay? And I need to. I need to read them this year. I need to get this shit done. This is a to-do list. This isn't a to-read list. This is a to-do list. Next comes the Walk on Earth a Stranger trilogy by Ray Carson, which is just something that I've really wanted to read for a while, but I haven't. The covers are so pretty, and there's something to do with the gold rush. I don't actually know. Girl Consents Gold. I don't know. The covers are pretty, is my point. And I did like Ray Carson's other trilogy, the Girl of Fire and Thorns trilogy, I believe. Like, I liked that one. Like, it wasn't amazing, but I liked it, and I would like to read her other trilogy now. So, yeah. And then we come to a book that everyone on BookTube has read, except for me, and that is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and of course its sequel, Crooked Kingdom. I have not read these books. I want to read these books. I started Six of Crows, I think last year. I got like a chapter or so in, and then I was like, oh, this is dark. It's gonna be dark, and I'm not super huge into dark. Like, listen, I'm not that bitch. I know I'm not, but I really want to read it because everyone's read it and everyone loves it, and I'm a follower, okay? I'm a follower sometimes. Let me live. Speaking of books that everyone has read on BookTube, Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I really want to read this book so badly. Like, so badly. I feel like I'd either love it or hate it. And I have had it in my possession before from the library. I just didn't get to it. And I'm like, ah. And I know that the sequel to it, Muse of Nightmares, is out now. Though I haven't heard too many people say anything about it. I'm just saying. Sometimes reads are just so daunting. Like, you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready to get into this world with these characters yet. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Like, it's a lot sometimes. Another really popular book is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and the other two books in the series. I believe I don't know if it's a trilogy. I think it's a trilogy. I'm pretty sure it's a trilogy. And I started this book. I got like a chapter, maybe 2 into it, and then I just wasn't into it. But I still really want to read it because I want to be into it. And I think I'd enjoy it. I just wasn't in the mood. I wasn't in the mood, but I want to read it. That's the tone of this entire video and this entire TBR. Then there's a series that I feel like I've confused a lot for An Ember in the Ashes. Like, I used to get them confused a lot, and that is Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton. I feel like these books aren't as popular as I used to think they were, but I still want to read them. I don't even know what they're about. There's some rebels in the sand. Oh, I don't know. And then we come to another book that everyone in BookTube has read. Everyone and their mother. That is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, and the subsequent 2 other books in the series. And of course the Netflix movie. I haven't read it. I haven't seen it. It's not really up my alley. There's no magic. There's no spaceships. I haven't read it yet, but I really want to because I feel like I'd enjoy it anyway. I feel like I would enjoy more contemporary romance if I got into it. Maybe. Some of it. YA versions. We'll see. Like, I feel like I'd enjoy this. And I want to read it before I watch the movie, but I feel like I'm probably going to watch the movie before I read it. So, we'll see. And then another book that I feel like it's been popular on BookTube. A lot of these books have been popular on BookTube. Okay, but also a book that I feel like I'd really enjoy, which is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. Now, I've almost started this book several times, but I haven't been in the mood for it. Okay? It's like a book where everyone is immortal unless a scythe kills them, and it's like, it sounds so good. And Reagan from Peruse Project really sold it to me, and I haven't read it yet. And now there's a second book out, and I haven't read that yet either, obviously. And it's something I gotta get to. And then we have Vicious by V.E. Schwab, which, I'm gonna be real with y'all, I don't think is gonna be my cup of tea, because it's about people who kind of do bad things, and that's not my cup of tea. I like good people who do good things, but it's V.E. Schwab, so I have to try. And speaking of V.E. Schwab, I haven't read Our Dark Duet yet, which is the sequel book to The Savage Song, which I really enjoyed. I haven't yet. Why? Because I'm a failure, that's why. Speaking of another author that I'd probably want to collect all her books is Marissa Meyer, and I want to read Heartless by her. Also, Renegades and Arch Enemies, which were another pair of books. Both of them, in hardcover, were at Walmart. Tempting as hell. But I was like, I haven't even read Heartless yet. Which I know, absolutely unrelated. Completely different series. But I feel like I need to read Heartless before I can read Renegades and Arch Enemies. Then we come to The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell, which is another book that I started and was getting into. But, and then the library loan expired, and I just haven't gotten back to it since then. And it's like, I really want to read this book. It's got time travel in it, I think, or something like that. It's got stuff in it. And then we come to a book that I just started reading, I don't know if I'm going to keep reading it, but that is The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy by Mackenzie Lee, which I would really prefer to listen to in audiobook just because I listened to the Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue on audiobook and I enjoyed it that way. But the thing is, if I listen to The Lady's Guide of Petticoats and Piracy, Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy, it would have to be the same narrator, which wouldn't work because it's from a different point of view. But that's what I would want. I would want Tom Riddle, young Tom Riddle, to do his Felicity voice for The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy, and I know that's not what it is, so I'm just gonna have to read it. And then we come to some books that I really don't know why I haven't gotten to, but that is like Clariel and Golden Hand by Garth Nix. I had them on loan last year for like 80 years, but I didn't get to them. I really enjoyed the Abhorsen trilogy, and I want to read the subsequent books, but I haven't done it yet. I don't know why I haven't done it yet, but I just haven't gotten to it yet. Speaking of a book I really need to get to is The Traitor's Game by Jennifer A. Nielsen, which is another book I own, and I own a signed copy. I own a signed copy of this book. I haven't read it yet. Like, I don't want to read the signed copy, obviously. Obviously, I need to get it from the library and read it, but in fact, I think I made my mother read it. I got it from the library, had my mother read it, have not read it myself. But we have finally come to the last book on my 19-book TBR for 2019. 19 books that I want to read this year, come hell or high water. And the last one is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Yes, I have not read Fangirl. I feel like everyone and their mother has read Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. It was a big thing, and I haven't read it yet. I've read Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, but I haven't read Fangirl. It just never really, honestly, it didn't really speak to me that hard. Or it didn't before. Now I think I'd be more interested in it. It's just, it doesn't have any, it's not fantasy sci-fi. I'm a fantasy sci-fi bitch. We just know this. We know that I love a little magic and a little spaceships. Preferably both at the same time. Let me know down below what books you want to read this year. What books you really want to get to this year that you've maybe been putting off for 20 years. Because I've been putting these books off for a while now. Like, these aren't all the books I've been putting off, but these are the ones, like, most on my mind all the time. Like, oh, I need to read that. That completes this list. My voice is going hoarse. Like, it is going. It is leaving my body. So I'm gonna go now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Goodbye!